I called Miles yesterday. He told me he was back in Cleveland. Just keeping up good spirits. He's in good spirits and a good mind. He's been working hard. I can tell.
Very happy to be joined now by Browns defensive tackle and a veteran now. It's fun to say that here as he enters the offseason, Larry Ogunjobi. And Larry, we know this is an offseason unlike any other that we've experienced here in the NFL. And just wanted to start off saying, how are you doing? How's your family doing? Staying safe?
It's been definitely a different time. I don't think we've ever experienced something like this before. Just definitely trying to take it one day at a time. We learn new information about the virus each and every day. So you really just got to take it in stride. My family's doing good here in Greensboro, North Carolina right now. And I've been able to kind of send them some supplies and stuff like that, making sure they're safe. And then I've just been, steadily on my training grind. I've been training in Miami since January. So I've been making strides in that also. So really, once again, just taking it one day at a time.
So you're down in Miami, and is that where you would have been if everything were normal? That's where you would have been as well.
Yeah, so that's where, like I said, I've been there since January, and but now it's like we got to kind of extend our stay, so we're not really sure when OTA is going to come back on again. So, like I said, really just taking it one day at a time.
So you're in. I can see you're in the gym now. You mentioned that, and so what's kind of your training program, and how are you guys using it? One person's coming in the gym at a time. How are you guys kind of dealing with all of it?
It's kind of a unique situation. So usually, since I kind of started, I was actually training with Olivier Vernon. I've been training with him since the start of January, and we've been kind of working out at like 4:30 in the morning, which is really, really early. But it's kind of good to go in and get your work done, and then have time come work on your body mechanics and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of a regimen that I really grown to really adapt and love. But given light of the certain circumstances and where we train at, they kind of shut that facility down among a whole bunch of others. So we kind of find the gym out here. We're working with a guy, and luckily that he works. The same guy works with our body mechanics. And luckily they have a second facility that kind of has a gym in it. So I've been making it work because I don't like missing workouts. So I've been making it work.
I know you do. So do you feel like you're able to kind of train like you would have been otherwise, or is it just, and you got so much time, I'm sure, just to focus on whatever you can do to keep yourself ready for when that time comes, we get to get back together?
Like it didn't affect me. None of the virus stuff really affected me until this past week when the main place where we train got shut down. And at first I was kind of like, man, like, where am I going to do? Where am I going to go? What am I going to do? But luckily, we came here and they have they got a squat rack, they got a bench, they got my curls, they got everything I really need to, get my full workout in. So, I haven't really missed a beat. My biggest thing was, trying to stay on key and stay on, point for a big season this year. I'm excited. This is probably the strongest I think I've ever been in my entire life. So just, really making strides with the training, trying something different. And it's been working really well. So.
Have you been able to talk? You mentioned you were with Olivier Vernon, but have you been able to talk to other teammates during this time and kind of, keep that sense?
I called Miles yesterday. He told me he was back in Cleveland. And the weather kind of there still sucks from what I was told. So, we've been talking and just, keeping up good spirits. He's in good spirits and a good mind. He's been working hard. I can tell. I'm just trying to keep good spirits. I've kept in touch with a good amount of guys, just here and there talking, texting, just, checking in on everybody. So.
Have you gotten into binging any shows? Is there anything that you've been, watching or keeping your attention on?
I haven't really been big. I'm more of a reader. So I've been trying to read a whole bunch of different books. But I did, what was I watching yesterday? I think I was watching I think it's called like Ultra Carbon. And it's on Netflix. It's pretty good. I like it. It's kind of weird. It's like a little sci-fi show, but action, sci-fi, that kind of stuff. So when I do have time, I like to read and then or watch some shows. But
I love it. What have you been reading?
The latest book I read, it was just called Manifesting, and it was this is a book talking about kind of manifesting the things that you want, taking the steps and like kind of bringing the things that you want to life in fruition. And I feel like there's a big point. A lot of times we sit here and we kind of let that negative voice, talking. We don't understand that by letting that negativity and that voice kind of creep in, you're kind of inviting those kind of things into your life. So it's kind of trying to take a tweak on it and trying to just kind of reaffirm, positive thinking. And, you have to see it in order to believe it and kind of envision yourself already having, those goals that you, aspire to have and kind of have those feelings. And then, kind of the universe kind of conspires to, to work in your favor. So really, if you can believe it, you can achieve it. And I feel like if it wasn't, meant to be, you wouldn't have received the vision. You know what I'm saying? So if you can see it, you can kind of, fabricate it in your mind. I mean, there's a good possibility you can make it a reality. So.
Well, one thing that you did that was not just seeing it, it was believing it and making it a reality was your incredibly generous donation of 100,000 meals to the Greater Cleveland Food Bank to obviously help out during this pandemic. Why was that so important to you?
I was just kind of thinking that, a lot of these closings and, stuff with the schools going on. And, I'm really big, with the kids in Cleveland. And I really just wanted to see if there was a way I could help them. And I started thinking like, man, like if these kids aren't, going to school, like a lot of these kids depend on these meals, because they're not getting fed at home. And in order to, if you don't go to school, you're not going to get those meals. And I feel like a lot of people aren't talking about that issue. So I felt like there was a way, I could help these kids, and not just the kids, but just everybody in general. But once again, my main focus is children, and just trying to get these, these meals into their hands so they can, eat. Like I always joke about people are worried about, the toilet paper and hand sanitizer, but there's children, there's people who don't have meals to eat. You know what I'm saying? And they don't have the luxury of worrying about, toilet paper and the sanitizer and all those kind of things. So I just wanted to be able to help, give back to the community. I know that just kind of shed some positivity in the time where, like now it's one of those situations where I feel like at first the virus, everybody was kind of, it's just a virus, it's like the flu, this, that, and the third. But now it's starting to, really gain speed, and it's becoming a really serious issue. And I feel like there's a lot of ways we can help. So I just want to kind of be that outlet and be that voice, and, kind of just get the ball rolling on that situation. So.
It was incredibly generous and obviously is going to do a lot of good in our community. And I'm sure you're aware, Cuyahoga County has been hit very, very hard by COVID-19. And it's, you're right. It's a very scary time. As you kind of think about, who knows when you're going to get to come back to Cleveland, honestly, but what will it mean to you when you're able to come back here and and get back into this community that's going to, as everywhere in the country and really everywhere in the world is going to have gone through a very difficult time.
That's what we've been training for. You know what I'm saying? You train, you go through the off season, you grind, and then you get ready to come back, to show what you've been working on, and really just put your best foot forward. And just the community as a whole, Cleveland and New was always a very, blue collar, hardworking community. You know what I'm saying? They love the Browns, they love football, they love their sports, and they're just a strong people. You know what I'm saying? And just to be able to, give back, and then being able to be there, to actually be a physical presence. Maybe hand out these meals, and talk to these kids and go to these schools, and kind of be that presence. I'm excited, and I can't wait to get back to just be in that community. You know what I'm saying? Because they've done nothing but welcome me with open arms. They showed me so much love, and this is just my way of being able to give back, and I can't wait to get back home. So,
what are the kind of challenge? Let's say there are no OTAs, because at this point we really don't know. What kind of a challenge would that be with a new defense, and not really getting that time in the spring to be together as you get ready for 2020?
I feel a lot of times people. And it's kind of funny, but it's a lot of times, defense is more reactionary football. And a lot of times, sometimes I feel like our first few years, we were so focused on the thinking aspect, thinking. And sometimes it didn't allow us, play freely and play fast. And I feel like sometimes, this might be a blessing in disguise to where you don't have the time to kind of think and overthink. Because I know I overthink, I'm a logical person. So, when you're analytical and you like to break things down, it's like sometimes you just think too much. And sometimes, when you think, it kind of slows down your reaction time. And once again, like as a defensive player, our game is all, reaction. You have the pre-snap reason, the things that your telltale signs before the snap. But after that, like our whole job is, reaction, reacting out what our opponent does. So sometimes I feel like it may just help us all play faster. You know what I'm saying? We get, it's funny because you go through OTAs and, you install the whole playbook, right? And, however many weeks. And then, you go to training camp, and like you're in training camp from whatever time to late at night. And it's like, it's the same playbook. So they can definitely install it, with the time we're given. They just kind of do like to drag stuff on, it's just a part of the grind and all that kind of stuff. But it's definitely doable. And I think it'll definitely be done whenever we get back. I feel like, just have to buckle down and just be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, I think there's going to be a lot of carryover. There's going to be differences, but, once again, this is football. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You allow your guys to play to their strengths. I feel like everything else will take care of itself. So.
I feel like that was the answer of a veteran, Larry Ogunjobi. As a rookie, do you think this would have made it a little bit tougher to get up to speed quickly?
Yeah, just because, it's just a lot when you're a rookie and you're coming in. There's a lot of unknowns. You don't know. You're trying to make the team, trying to get on a starting job. You're trying a lot of things going on. It's just different for you. You've never been in that position before. So to be able to kind of have an understanding, to be with the same team for X amount of years and kind of already know the system and know the staff and the support staff and kind of how the work and the move kind of helps a lot. And then you grab the guys that don't understand who are new and you kind of just lead them along, because at the end of the day, this is one of those situations where it's not the coaches that are going to make the difference. It's now the players. We have to be a players team where we can police ourselves and show everyone around that this is how we do it. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's held accountable to a certain standard that's upheld by the players. It's not for the coaches to enforce and to do all that. It has to be the players. It has to be each man in that room, holding themselves accountable and understand that in order for us to win, we all have to do it the right way. So.
Absolutely. And I think that's a big key for this defense, especially a defense that's going to have some changes, certainly in the back seven, and hopefully keeps the continuity up front with you guys, because it's a very, very talented group. What's the number one thing you've wanted to work on for your game this offseason?
I really just want to get back to my strengths, just really being strong. And like I said, I've really done that this offseason. Like I said, this is probably the strongest I've ever been in my entire life, and just understanding how the pace. I'm a guy who likes to work extremely hard from January 1st to whenever we report in April. But I have a coach now, I'm training out here in Miami, that understands how to pace me and put me on a plan and actually direct me. Because a lot of people, direction is so much more important than speed. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people go nowhere fast, and when you have the right direction, now you're understanding what to do, how to do it, so you can peak at the right time. So you don't kind of get burned out midway through the season, and really just understanding those tiny nuances that that can take you from being a good player to Pro Bowl to All Pro, all those kind of things. So I'm just taking it in stride, really trying to do something different so I can get a different and better result, because I just want to keep increasing and put the best product I can out there.
I know that you've been close with Gino Atkins for a long time. You guys still kind of talking and going through your development.
Sure, yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Gino's my dog. We talk every now and then. He has a son now, G3. So, I try to make sure I'm not bothering him too much. I know he got stuff going on, but we still keep in good contact. He texts me every now and then, and we talk football, we talk life. And it's always a good relationship. That's my OG. I saw him a few weeks ago at the NFLPA meeting, so it was always good to see him.
Larry, what's one thing you'd want to say to the Browns fans, obviously, in this very troubling and crazy time?
We're built for this. You know what I'm saying? This is the hard land. You know what I'm saying? And if anybody can get through, it's us. So, you just have to, trust what they're telling you. Stay inside, practice that social distancing. Find ways to, better yourself. I posted on my Instagram yesterday, the biggest thing you can invest in right now is yourself. You know what I'm saying? You have all this time to where you can really get in the lab, you know what I'm saying? Really focus on things that you really want to do, whether it's, expanding your mindset or, picking up a hobby, learning a craft or something like that. We have nothing but time right now. And, that's one thing that we don't really have the most luxury of. Time is the one kind of currency that you can never get back. And right now we have a lot of it, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to a 9 to 5, it's not going to a job, it's not going to this, that, and the third. They want you to stay at home, and you have all this opportunity now to really, better yourself and put yourself in a position to really to take off, when things do get back to normal. And you'll see the ones that, took advantage of this, and you'll see the ones that didn't. So
absolutely. No, that's good words. And obviously your book that you were reading would be one that I think people should pick up, and that would help them kind of expand that and be able to see what their goals and then achieve their goals and realize them. Larry, thank you so much for your time, obviously, and for your tremendous donation to the Greater Cleveland Food Bank and for all you do in this area and for the youth of this area. And we can't wait to see you back here when we're all through this and we get to talk about the Browns playing football. So, Larry, thanks so much.
Thank you so much. No problem.